It is my honor to introduce the valedictorian and president of the class of 2016. He will be attending the University of Massachusetts Amherst, majoring in electrical engineering. From our Electronics and Engineering Technology program in the town of Upton, please welcome Theodore Floyd.
Thank you, Principal Steele. Thanks as well to our superintendent, Dr. Fitzpatrick, our assistant principals, Mr. Urquhart and Mr. Evans, our senior class advisors, Ms. Arpin and Ms. Cheka, my own fellow class officers, Rebecca Rose, Samantha Icardi, and Jared Robert. Thank you to our teachers, with my own personal nod to Mr. Norton, and the administration and staff of Blackstone Valley Tech. Hello, and congratulations, Beavers. We, are the class of 2016, and I could not be more proud or more grateful to be associated with you. My classmates, my colleagues, my teammates, and my friends. As most of you know, BVT traditionally allows both the class president and the valedictorian to speak at graduation. But today's world moves fast. Modern attention spans are shortening. Streamlining and finding ways to be more efficient is the order of the day. So, you can imagine the relief felt by our graduation organizers when they found out they could get 2 speeches in one through me. Not twice as long, though. In fact, it was mandated that I keep this speech under an hour, so please get comfortable. Seriously, I could speak all night and never adequately cover the accomplishments of the young men and women seated behind me on this stage. Because if this isn't the greatest graduating class in the history of Blackstone Valley Tech, that other class must have been pretty darn awesome. But a funny thing happened as I sat down, and I tried to encapsulate our fantastic 4 years as Beavers. The class president, you see, is usually charged with speaking about unity, while the valedictorian normally covers achievement. But as I dove into the process, I realized that this was the perfect year for one person to cover both of these topics. I think my classmates would agree. Our greatest achievement, well, it was our unity. Behind me sit a class of achievers, incredibly intelligent young men and women, with eye-popping grades, superior test scores, and the brightest of futures. They are already experts within their chosen shops, with the Skills USA medals to prove it. They're master builders, top chefs, budding engineers. They're all-star athletes, civic-minded volunteers, and the leaders of today and tomorrow. Some, I'm happy to say, are also slightly off-key but willing singers, the kind who make a ukulele player proud. They're all here, and they're all noteworthy. But because they're all so selfless, giving, and supportive, most are more comfortable extending congratulations to others than they are receiving praise. And it was that pervasive attitude that carried us, that made us evolve over 4 years into more than simply the class of 2016. It made us a family. 4 years. Sometimes it seems like 4 days, other times it seems like 4 decades. It was a time filled with highlights and things we'll never forget, some no matter how hard we try. Freshman year, walking from exploratory shop to exploratory shop with Call Me Maybe and Gangnam Style stuck in our heads. Looking skyward sophomore year while pondering the possibility and scientific ramifications of a potential Sharknado. And banding together junior year to weather the official breakup of the Jonas Brothers. Some of you may not know this, but they did officially break up in October of our junior year. I don't know how we did it. And of course this year, Adele sang Hello, and we learned how true leaders should act by following the stellar campaigns of Mr. Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. Thankfully, amidst all the superfluous style, came a lot of things we'll fondly remember. For me, it was 4 years competing in sports and in the classroom, especially within my shop. It was making every day unique, learning to tie bow ties, dressing up in absurd attire from overalls to jean shorts, listening to Dill Pickle, watching the entire student section sprint from the gym in celebration after Matthew Corsi scored the first basket of his high school basketball career. Most especially, it was grooving along with my man Markinson Sharp as he challenged us all to change the world by looking at the man or the woman in the mirror. Me, I loved it all, but I don't want tonight to be limited to my memories. After all, in the words of the immortal Troy Bolton, we're all in this together. That's why, the week before last, I walked up to BVT with pen and paper in hand, and I asked my classmates to tell me what they will think about when they look back on their class of 2016 experience. Genesee Caraballo Reyes was profound. She said it was about being able to discover who she really was, although being crowned prom queen probably didn't hurt either. Tyler Smith made the varsity basketball team as a senior after not playing during the first 3 years of school, a tribute to perseverance and a late growth spurt. As a side note, with all due respect to everyone else, Tyler Smith was the best teammate I ever had. Cam Kearney, well, as you can see from his crown, he edged out Nick Simmons for the coveted title of Mr. BVT. No doubt the result of hard work, dedication, and an eerily natural impersonation of Donald Trump. Time doesn't let me list more, and I'm sure y'all prefer it that way, but I can state that almost everyone I spoke with mentioned the bonds and friendships developed within their individual shops, the families within our family. Did we learn? Did we retain information that will help us going forward? Absolutely. But it's about the memories. And it's said that memories are the trigger of emotions. I hope that when each of us occasionally think of our time at BVT, that it's like a song you loved but haven't heard in a while. One line begets another, and the next thing you know, you're humming along again, remembering that what we had was truly special. I'd also like to think that when those memories pop into our consciousness, that we're grateful for the people who made those memories possible. I've mentioned the teachers and the administration at Valley Tech, but now I think it's time to give thanks to our parents, our families, and our friends. Can we have a quick round of applause for all the family members here tonight? For myself, I want to thank my father, my brothers, my mother, who I'm sure is taking video right now, and who will likely rewind this part several hundred times over. I'm on. I'd also like to thank my aunts who flew in from as far as Montana and Florida, my uncles, my cousins, and my great aunt Ann, a former teacher and the wisest woman I know. On another personal note, thank you to my classmates. We've been through good times. We've been through not so good times. We laughed our way through the first ever Mr. BVT pageants. We held our breaths during the infamous whip fiasco of the senior pep rally entrance. And just this past Friday, we cruised Boston Harbor and had a blast attending a Red Sox game, together. That's the key word, because more important than any one happening or event, everything we did these past 4 years, we did together, as the class of 2016, as, in my obviously jaded viewpoint, the greatest class in the history of Blackstone Valley Regional Vocational Technical High School. And so we stand together, one final time, at the proverbial line of demarcation. Not quite. At the proverbial line of demarcation, ready to move our tassels from one side to the other. In just a few short minutes, we won't be high school students any longer. We'll be graduates. We'll be alumni. And when we walk out these doors, our lives and the paths that we will follow will diverge. For some of us, that means college, and some really good colleges at that. For others, it means immediately embarking on successful careers. And for others still, it means bravely serving our country in the armed forces. And for all those doing that, I salute you. Tonight we go our separate ways. We should never forget what we accomplished these past 4 years, together, unified, and as a family. As the person lucky enough to get to stand up here both with you and for you, now is when I'm allowed to issue a challenge to the class. But to come full circle and complete my mission as both class president and valedictorian, I actually have 2 quick challenges, but I'll keep them short. First, recognize that all the success we enjoyed was not the exception. It was the rule. All of us were successful. But I implore you, do not look at tonight as the finish line. See it as a checkpoint in a lifetime pursuit of success. In that regard, I'll paraphrase the last thing my grandfather told me before he passed away. In his own colorful way, which is why I am paraphrasing him rather than quoting him, he said to me, "You have great potential within you and a lifetime ahead of you. You're a complete idiot if you don't do something with it." And I just wish he were still here so I could tell him from the podium, "I'm trying, Grandpa, every day." His words, ironically enough, lead me to my second and final challenge. Never lose sight of the value of family. Be it your immediate family, my mother, my father, my brothers, your extended family, including friends and colleagues, or your BVT Class of 2016 family. They are your source of encouragement, of support, of happiness, and love. Stay together through thick and thin the way we did, because when you're able to do that, you empower yourself to be proud of who you were, while being just as proud for who you are. Thank you to everyone for being here tonight. Thank you, Blackstone Valley Tech. Thank you, Class of 2016. And for the final time, go Beavers.